Hello class, this is a video tutorial on the applications of percentages. In this video we'll be looking at GST and VAT. Goods and service tax, GST, and value added tax, VAT, are a percentage added to almost all products or services purchased. Essentials such as bread, eggs, flour, as well as water, electricity, or education bills or loans are exempt from these taxes. Obviously, there are some exemptions to these, and you need to check that yourself as to what is and isn't taxed. In Australia, prices listed that we see in stores already have a 10% GST included. In other countries, the amount added, so in Australia it's always 10%. However, in other countries, VAT, it differs, and it also differs whether or not the listed price has the VAT already added to it. So let's just do some mathematical problems involving this. The following prices for items do not have GST included. Calculate the amount of GST to pay and the final price paid. Well, to find how much GST is paid, we just need to find 10% of the amount here. So part 1. Let's find 10% times 100. This is simple as 0.1 times 100. You can use a calculator for this. I'll do it alongside you with a calculator. That's nice and simple with a number like this. 0.1 times 100. Well, that's going to be $10 GST. Now to find the final price, we just merely take the original plus the GST, which is $10. And the final price is $110. Let's do GST on this one. So let's say 10% times, let's find the amount paid first. Let's times 1380. Well, let's find 10% of that. That's going to be 0.1 times 1380. That's $136. That's how much GST is to be paid. And the total price to be paid is 1380 plus 136. That's going to be, well, let's write that in. 1380 plus 136 is equal to $1,516. Now, just for an extra bit of knowledge here, just to see a comparison with VAT, let's say we add a VAT of 12.5% VAT to this. Well, let's change the question. Let's find how much VAT is that is first. So 12.5% times 1380. That's 0.125 times 1380. That's $172.50 value added tax. And the final price to be paid is the original plus the VAT that we just calculated. So 1380 plus 172.5. That gives us a total of $1,552.50. So realistically, GST and VAT act in the exact same manner, except GST is always at 10%. Let's do another problem involving VAT and GST. The following items already include a 12.5% VAT. Calculate the pre-tax price and the amount of tax paid. So the items that we paid these listed amounts already have the 12.5% added. So we can think of this as the original 100% plus 12.5%. This gives us 112.5%. And this is how much we paid for this amount here. So this is equal to 101.25. Now to find the original amount, what we do is first we find 1%. And how we do that is we divide by itself here. So we're going to divide by 112.5 and do the same to here. So divide by 112.5. Let's find that. 101.25 divide by 112.5. Whoops. Try this again. 101.2 divided by 112.5. That's 0.90. Let's make this blue. And now to find, now that we have 1%, to get to 100%, we multiply now by 100. Multiplying this by 100 as well. That will bring us back to the original price. So 0.9 times 100. 0.9 times 100. Try one more time. It's $90. So that is the original price paid. That's 100%. Now to find how much tax was paid, well, we can just take the amount that we paid, 101.25, and subtract the original amount of $90. That'll give me, from the looks of it, $11.25. Let's do this one more time. Once again, this price here represents the original 100% plus 12.5%. So this is 112.5% is equal to this large amount here, 1518.75. And similar to the previous method, we find 1% first. So we're dividing by 112.5 on both sides. $1518 divided by 112.5. That's $13.50. Now to find 100%, we simply multiply this times that by 100 to find the original value of 1350. That is the original value. And now to find the percentage paid, we can just find 12% times 1350. Sorry, not 12, 12.5. Because that is how much VAT was added. So let's find that. So 0.125 times 1350. So how much tax was paid was 168.75 VAT. Which adds here as well. That's VAT. Now these two percentage values of 12.5% and 10% are arbitrary. We could repeat this exact same process for 10%, 5%, 20%, or whatever percentage that we want to calculate. So I hope that gave you an insight into applications of percentages in VAT and GST. See you in the next video. Best of luck.